Hey there, it's Laban. In this video, I'm going to show you how to connect and use PostgreSQL memory in n8n so that your AI workflows can actually remember things between the runs. No more losing context or starting from scratch every time. This setup will let your workflows think and respond smarter over time. Over the past few months, I've helped dozens of people and small businesses use AI tools to automate daily tasks and build income-generating systems. Absolutely no coding required. Before we dive in, here is a quick start. Over the last 28 days, 72.5% of people watching these videos have not subscribed. If you've been learning from these tutorials and want to support the work we are doing here at SMI AI, take a second to subscribe and hit that bell icon. It really helps us reach more creators and keep these lessons coming every week. Now, by the end of this video, you'll exactly know how to connect to PostgreSQL memory in n8n, store and recall context dynamic, and make your AI agents persistent with real database-powered memory. Let's jump in and build something smarter together. Over time, we've been using simple memory in most of our agentic workflows, and today I'm going to show you how to use another form of an advanced memory, which is called the Postgres chat memory. And as you can see in this workflow, whereby we just have a chat to initiate the trigger, we have the AI agent, we have the AI model here, we are using Gemini, and then we have this Postgres chat memory, and then let's even do away with this action, because we really need to set up this memory. And just to test it, for example, when we initiate this workflow and we ask it, for example, what we say, for example, my name is Laban. As you can see, the workflow processes, and then when we come back, it's been executed successfully. When we come back and ask, for example, what is my name, and you can see it's saying your name is Laban. But if you don't have memory, for example, and then you maybe begin by saying, let's clear everything, let's refresh, and then begin again. For example, if we disconnect this memory and then say my name is Laban, like that, then you said it, and then you come and ask it again, what is my name? You see it says, I don't have access to your personal information including your name. Is there anything else I can help you? Because it's not connected to any memory. And previously in most of our workflows, we've been connecting it to a simple memory like this. And the disadvantage with simple memory is that the information is kept for as long as on this interface. But if you decide to maybe go live with this workflow, simple memory won't be able to keep up with the kind of information that it needs to store for subsequent communication. And that is where we bring in what you call Postgres chat memory. And this is it. So how do you connect this? As you can see, it's saying Asema. This is a credential that I created for myself, but for you to connect to it, you have to click on this and then create new credential. And once you do that, you realize that there are some information that are needed. For example, we need the localhost, we need database name, we need username, password, and the port. And for you to connect this, first of all, before we proceed as a tradition, let's rename this. Let's call it Asema test to avoid confusion. And then now we need to, for you to be able to connect this, you need to head to a page called Supabase. You need to head to a page called Supabase. Once you're in Supabase, for example, you click on Supabase, then you need to, as you can see, I'm signed in. Let me just log out so that you can see. So your interface should be like this. You say start your project. This is the interface that you'll get because you are new to maybe Supabase. You've not set up your account. you'll click on this sign up now. So once you click on the sign up now, you should be able to create your account and log in. So you'll get an interface like the one I have here. But because I already have 2 projects, for you, you'll have to create a new organization. You click on create new organization. You give it the organization name, then you define if it's personal, whatever, you choose whatever fits you here. And then you keep it to the free plan, and then you create organization. Once you create organization, you will be at the point where I am right now, whereby you see the organization is whatever I'd given the name here. And then once you're inside the organization, you need to create a new project. So you click on create new project. You give the project name. You give the project name. As you can see, I cannot create any other project because I already have 2 projects. But you follow this, you'll be able to create a project. For example, if we are going to choose this project that I created, once you open your project, this is the interface that you will come across. And for you now to get this information that we need, that is the localhost, Postgres, the database, the user, and the password, you come to this top part where it's saying connect. You click on this connect. And then on here where it's saying URI, where there's a type, you click on this drop down and then you choose PSQL. Once you do that, you come to this other side where it's saying direct connection. You click on that direct drop down and then you look for session puller. Once you get to this part of the session puller, you click on this view parameters. So these are the information that we need. As you can see, we have host, we have port, we have database, we have user, we have pull mode session. So for the host, we are going to copy this and then we go back to our workflow. For the host, we replace it with this. And then for the database, you can see the database is Postgres, so you copy this. You come to your workflow, you replace that. For the user, you also go back, you copy the user, and then now you go back, you replace the user. For the password, you have to copy this because when you are creating your organization in your project, there's a place you are required to create a password. That's a password that you're using right here. So you need to grab your password. Let me grab mine quickly. So I have my password, so I paste my password here. And then for the port, we need to go back to Supabase. And the port here is 5432, we copy it. And most of the time, the port will always be 5432, but if you find that it's different from what you have, you just copy what you have there from Supabase, and then you paste here. Once that's done, you just click save. So you can see it's saying credentials successfully created inside your personal space, and whenever you see this green sign, connection tested successfully, it's always a good sign. So you exit. Now you go back to your workflow, and as you can see now, it's connected. So when we begin a chat, for example, my name, and then you submit, as you can see, it's hitting this node. It is hitting the Postgres chat memory. So when we ask what is my name, you realize that it is able to say that just a minute, your name is Laban. And that is how you connect your workflow to a Postgres chat memory. And like I said, we are used to using simple memory, and if you want to do advanced stuff, you need to switch to this Postgres chat memory. If you like what you're doing, I invite you to hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, so that you can be able to get notifications when we do our live sessions that we normally conduct once a week. Thank you for supporting our channel. See you in the next video.